So we'll see how it works.
All right. So we got that. So we got the new light, and what else did I get? I got the tripod for that, and I got a new tripod for my camera, which is actually really nice. It's my father-in-law's old tripod from like the 80s. So it's really nice aluminum tripod rather than like a plastic version like nowadays. So let me make sure we got all this looking right. That looks good. Yes, I would like to play first. Didn't have a ton of time to work. Ooh, 2 Muldrothas. Uh-oh.
What?
2 Muldrothas and a Tatyova and a Shanna. We're going all Dominaria here. This is gonna... I feel like this is gonna end poorly. We're gonna keep...
I'm going to have to mulligan here.
This ought to be interesting.
One land. 2 lands.
Like I said, this was very hastily thrown together.
Yeah.
I thought it would be funny.
I haven't had a lot of time to work on new 3DH decks, unfortunately. Chatter.
What?
Yep.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Jeremy's trying for first blood.
All the time. That's not even remotely true. Whiny cats outside. Alright, pass the turn. Enimax and Pinky in the Brain taught me some things I had no reason to know as a kid. You're not wrong, they do teach you a lot. But yeah, I'm finally getting to go watch Hamilton, which is super exciting.
Dreadbeard, I'm already jealous of you.
Already on the graveyard recursion plan here on turn 1.
Yep. Fix my lands every turn.
Yeah. I'm sure Beansize also would be pretty okay with a Terramorphic. Maybe just a hair down the line, but...
Well, with my deck, I do have a Tatyova in the deck, so...
it's really good card.
Yeah. Just to be able to turn any ramp or just playing lands into extra card draw and life gain.
Yeah, for sure.
God, whenever you have to boundless rounds with Tatyova out, oh geez.
Yeah. We're gonna go in our circle here. Hey, G-Man Crib.
Okay.
Alright, pass the turn.
I'm just super pumped for M19.
Yeah, it's shaping up pretty well.
Oh yeah. So many good reprints and new cards.
Like, it's a core set, but it looks like they hobbled a core set together out of some other cool stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited about a bunch of cards. Palaka Worm at a rare is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
That card is super annoying and limited at an uncommon, but I do enjoy the card so much. The Caesar, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Good day, sir. Woohoo! Actually, we can do this one now. Noodles! Woohoo! We got our tier 3 emote up there. Nola Noodle. So, Revenant77 says, what are your thoughts about Spellbook Jace? If you've seen the Tolarian community video on it today, I pretty much agree with Prof. Like, it's good if you can get it for MSRP. I would say don't actually ever pay above that.
And it's crazy because almost every single game store marks it way over MSRP.
Yeah, they're going to, just because of the possibility of the foil brainstorm rather.
How much is it going for now?
The foil brainstorm is in the 20s, I think.
True.
I mean, regular foil brainstorm from like one of the master sets is also 20s, I think.
Okay, so it's
about in line, I think. And then we'll attack Dreadbeard with my 1/1. Yeah, get in there.
Come on. Oh, okay.
So, I don't know. It's one of those where I'm kind of curious. I want to try and get, like, I think the art is cool, like the frame art specifically. Like the actual art is okay on a lot of it. You know, it's just obviously featuring just the one Planeswalker. Jace isn't like my super favorite Planeswalker, but I don't hate him as much as some people do. So I don't think there's really that. It doesn't draw me, but it also doesn't turn me away from wanting them. But like some of the art, I'm just like, yeah, that's okay, and some of it I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. Seal of Doom.
Seems like Vincent's playing mono black over there.
Yeah, right. Also, Reliquary Tower being in the set, I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Well, I have one slight issue right now. I am mana screwed.
I can tell.
No, not mana screwed, but color screwed.
Yeah, color screwed. Yeah, that's kind of what we were talking about. But yeah, like the foil spellbook Brainstorm is around 28, says Mino. That sounds about right. Yeah, and I think again, this is something I haven't checked in months, but one of the Masters Brainstorms a while ago, foil was, or maybe it was like Conspiracy 2 or something like that had it. Was actually quite a bit. So,
Yeah.
like individually, I think some of the cards are cool. I'd like to have the Jace Beleren with that frame. I think that would be cool. Or maybe the Mystical Tutor, just to have a foil one would be cool. But I don't see myself going out of my way to purchase it. It's not for me, you know? They're supposed to be the spiritual successor to, like, From the Vaults. But that wasn't something that was super for me. Revenant says, I pulled the foil Mystical Tutor in mind, so I'm more than broke even. Yeah, that's one of the higher end ones.
Nice. I'm so ecstatic in M19 where they're printing a new Enchantress.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
Or then that Chaos Wand or whatever looks pretty awesome too.
Chaos Wand seems pretty sweet. I'm excited for that. I know it's not going to do anything good, but it's like, yeah, all right.
Watch it hit someone's time stretch.
Yeah. Something silly like that.
Like I try to build like a whole deck around it, just be like Unwinding Clock, Clock of Omens, Voltaic Ring, Voltaic Key or whatever. Just try to get as many activations as possible.
I think the thing that I kind of want to do is butt up against a like one of the mono green Primal Surge decks, and just be like,
and hit Primal Surge.
Just hit Primal Surge and be like, okay. Like even if I only get a couple out of it, it's still way better than you getting any out of it.
Yeah.
It's just
because you had to specifically build your whole deck around that one possible card.
Right?
It's like, no, if you don't have that, that's fine.
Most Primal Surge decks still are pretty good without it.
Yeah.
Yay! It's a green source!
There you go.
And blue.
But yeah, Reliquary Tower coming back, and that new alternate like foil promo. I definitely want to get one of those for my Maelstrom Wanderer deck. That thing's sweet.
Or then they printed the Glaring Spotlight Land, which was pretty nice.
Yeah, which was kind of weird because it's almost a reprint, but not quite of the other one, the Arcane Lighthouse.
Better.
Yeah, a little bit.
It is.
Because it removes hexproof from them, right? As well?
Well, it allows you to target or do anything to anything that has hexproof.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't help out your opponents at all. So like for EDH, the nice thing with Arcane Lighthouse is that, okay, if your opponent has a removal spell, they can help you out by taking care of something for you.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple other good ones. They showed off the Tezzeret today during the Magic stream. Rats. Uh-oh.
And now you see the theme of the deck.
Yeah. We're
I
going
just bought the new Arcades.
Muldrotha rats. Yeah, the new Arcades, as Esper Derek also brought up in chat. I don't know. I'm interested in it. I mean, I'm still a sucker for Doran, you know? Like, that was around the time I got back into Magic and started playing, like, more competitively and stuff, so I'm a real sucker for the big butts in that tree.
Yeah, and then I think honestly it'd probably be better with it having the blue instead of the black.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that I like that it's not symmetrical. It's one-sided for the dealing damage for the toughness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty great. But it also doesn't have Defender itself, so people are, like, gonna get got by that, I think.
Yeah.
Well, and then the other nice thing, too, is it has Vigilance. So, like, for Commander, you can run things like Meekstone and Marble Giant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Crucible's also back for the first time since 10th. Yeah, Crucible's a good reprint. Crucible and what was the other really big one?
Scapeshift.
Yeah, that's the other really big one.
Omniscience or Omniscience?
Omniscience is like pretty up there. I don't know how much that card actually costs right now, but I mean, it was
I think before the
like 20.
Yeah,
okay.
It's about $20 card.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Thank you, Mino. I'm a sucker for the big butts. Jeremy Noell 2018.
Nice.
Yeah.
We need to start playing some I Like Big Butts by
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Sir Mix-a-Lot or Anaconda by Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. Omniscience mid prices via TCG Player Magic 2013 $27.97.
True, it jumped up even more.
Yeah. I mean, it was really big in the legacy in that legacy deck, Omnitel. But that was also like 5 years ago or whatever when it first came out. So yeah, there's some interesting stuff. I'm excited for some of it. I'm really debating on whether or not I'm going to be able to make the pre-release.
I guess it's nice they finally bring back a core set and actually make it worth something.
Okay.
Right?
I'm sort of lagging here.
Hey, there's 6 dudes.
Oh, the token.
6 dudes, seriously.
Nice.
Suture priests for days. For days. I have to go through all these individually. Because you have to say yes to all of them for some reason.
It's because you have auto yield turned on, so you can't tell it to. You could turn you could turn auto yield off, then it'll allow you to do the always yes, always yield, and then just turn auto yield back on.
So is there always yes? Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime you have a May effect and you're already auto yielded, you have to wait to a point to where the system will automatically auto yield for you to be able to tell it always yes.
Okay, there it goes. Yep, you're right. Cool.
Yeah, I learned that in my Maroth deck or whatever. I have all the Soul Sisters in it.
Yeah. We'll go back at Vincent. Do we want to do that or?
You can hit me, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll block with Farhaven Elf.
Yeah, you're just gonna get it back in a couple of turns. No big deal. So we'll just.
I just need more lands.
Todd Anderson had at least one at the Legacy GP. Not sure if it's main deck or off the board. Yeah. It's like it was really big like 6 years ago though, or 5 years ago or whatever when it first came out. Like the Omnitel deck was really, really big before Miracles started really taking over everything.
I love the more recent Brawl episode that they did. The Todd's deck with the Jace Castaway.
Oh, yeah.
That was hysterical. It's like, I have 6 Jaces.
Yeah. Copy Jace is sweet.
So black decks. Somebody's got a board wipe, right?
I mean, Vincent's got the targeted thing, and then he can just go get his Muldrotha and bring it back.
I have one, but it's not really a board wipe, but is.
Question mark?
Yeah, Living Death.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the one of the. I have 2 board wipes in my deck.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, no, yeah, and then I have one other one. But yeah, that's the only 2 ways I can remove the board is Living Death or Ugin. Eugene.
That's
old Eugene.
That's not my other way. My
You
other
probably
way
have Careless Deed.
No. Nev's Disc.
Oh,
Nev's Disc, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I definitely saw. I think DM was running Nev's Disc in his paper Muldrotha deck at SCG-Con, which is also kind of a that's going to be a problem kind of thing.
Just another rat.
Just
Nothing
another
to worry
rat.
about.
Funny enough, I can't kill any rats with the Seal of Doom.
Yep. Non-black. You should kill that annoying Suture Priest.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's already a target on the table that I would have gotten rid of.
Yeah, he's already gained 7 life, has done 4 damage
Give me
with
priority.
Yeah.
I mean, because in response to Spectral Procession, you could have just gotten rid of it and you wouldn't have gotten 6 life.
Yeah, I was not trying to cause aggro towards anyone, so.
I mean, to be fair, he can pretty much just almost pillow fort now on any creatures we play, you know.
Yep.
Whee! I don't know if you've seen this week's Commander Versus.
Yep.
Came out yesterday,
Yep.
but I played a Shanna deck, and yeah, it was.
You played against a vintage player,
Yeah.
and then Justin playing Golgari.
Right? It was like, I'm going to play this super sweet Shanna deck, and then I'm going to play against basically Vintage Storm and Justin playing infinite combos that he didn't even know were in his deck, kind of thing.
Oh no, he knew they were in there.
It was a lot of setup.
And Ashnod's Altar with the token doubler with Slimefoot. Like, you know what you're doing if you have those 2 cards in your deck.
Right? So, yeah, it was interesting. I wish we'd have gotten to play more, but
or I love the switch of the Blood Artist and the Zulaport Cutthroat.
yeah, figuring that out of Herolite was a little embarrassing.
It's like, we'll just kind of swap these 2 real quick.
Oh, hey, Fibble. Quote unquote vintage. Yeah, right? Oh, dear. So, Tiggy Killer is the same deck you played in Versus. It is not, because this is the 3DH legal version. So I built this one. I built this one before I built the Versus one, and then I just basically took this and changed about, I want to say somewhere between like 17 and 22 cards. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Okay.
So it's pretty okay.
Oh, that was a pun.
What do I want to do here? I could do this. This. Do this and this. Nothing really great here yet. So I think we'll just do this.
Nice.
Oh.
I think you meet the condition. Just maybe.
And then we'll go there. I don't think you're gonna block with your commander, so we'll go.
You're supposed to send the ground people at me. What are you doing, Jeremy?
Yeah, I know. I'm really bad at this game. Again, I don't know if you've watched Commander Versus, but
I've watched every single episode.
I'm bad at Magic the Gathering, if anything.
You're supposed to swing the ground people so I can block
so
with
you can block.
Farhaven.
Uh-oh. Oh, are you just tapping so you can... Okay. I was like, oh, are you going to just, like, boomerang something?
No, and I tapped my stupid scout and forgot to put a land in.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to pass that turn then. I was tied for first this week, but it came off of a controversial win. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Like, you know, sometimes we just make mistakes, and then people get really up in arms about how our point systems work, and like, it's whatever.
But really, it actually would have been, like, even with in that last game switching the Zulaport and the Blood Artist, it actually would not have mattered whatsoever.
Yeah,
because either way, it's just.
Well, it was the win I got earlier in the season, where we made a mistake, and I should not have won.
So, how bonkers is that new Tezzeret?
Right? That new Tezzeret's actually really sweet.
Like, probably one of the best emblems I've seen on a Planeswalker in a long time.
Yeah. And it starts off with, like, what, 4 or 5?
5.
Yeah, 5 for 5 mana, right? 3 and 2 blue?
Yep.
And then it's +1, make a 1/1 Thopter artifact. For 0, you can draw a card if you control 3 artifacts, or is it just 2 artifacts?
3 or more, you get to draw 2.
Draw 2 cards. And then it's -8? Or was it something...
-9.
-9. And I cannot remember what the emblem was, but it was really bonkers.
During your upkeep, I believe it is. No, at the beginning of your end step, search your library for a permanent, put it on the battlefield, and then shuffle your library.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. I can see people just like, oh, I'll just go get Darksteel Forge.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a lot of that nonsense. It's gonna be Darksteel Forge, or you're gonna go get your Blighted Colossus or whatever. How dare you not take this game that has no stakes and is only for fun seriously, and not play the perfect Magic playing robot, Jeremy Noell? For shame! For shame! Thank you, Esper, for putting me in my place. I am shamed. Oh, there. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, Dreadbeard says, "Can you drag me back into stream chat?" Oh, what happened here? Hello. Are you back, Dreadbeard? ... Okay.
There we go.
There we go. Sorry,
I don't know why my Discord constantly disconnects and tries to reconnect, and then where the stream channel is locked, it can't reconnect into the channel.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Hey, Beanside, were you ever able to get back into the sub channel?
Nope.
That's really...
And the funny thing is I re-up on the Twitch subscription too, and it's not up there still.
That's really weird. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Nah, I'll try and figure that out. As I said, I'm taking off tomorrow, but starting next week, we should be back to regular streaming and everything. Should be back to a more regular schedule. I worked really hard trying to get everything together for SCGCon on my end of things, so it was a long couple of weeks there. And I just was exhausted afterward. Oh my goodness, this cat. What? This cat just has to be in here. What is it? My turn? Okay. What are we doing here? That's a Muldrotha and a Soul of the Harvest. And a bunch of nonsense over here with Fertilid. Can I help you? This cat is trying to figure out what he can do to get all of the attention. There we go. Let's do that. Yeah, you block that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big boy.
Okay. Call that good for now.
Just an 11-11.
Just an 11-11. No big deal. Revenant says, so my LGS we used to allow banned commander cards right until someone played Teferi's Protection, floating the mana to cast Balance once he had faded out. Oh man, so there was the last game that I got to play at SCG Con on Sunday night. I sat down against Benny Smith, and it was Benny Smith, Wendy, I believe it's her name, and then this guy named Apollo, who was pretty sweet. Aww. Why the Anointed Procession? That's not doing anything to you.
Yeah, that seems like a good call.
And this guy named Apollo. And Apollo was playing a black-white Drain and Gain deck, and I played Tassiger. And I cannot remember what the other two were playing. But it didn't matter, because after like turn 4 or 5, Apollo plays Cataclysm, which says choose one, destroy all creatures, or destroy all lands. And so he chooses destroy all lands, and then in response casts Teferi's Protection and phases himself out of the game.
Nice.
And we were all like, dude, we're trying to have this nice last game of the weekend. And he's just like, I'm sorry, this is like the only thing I got. I would have, and we're like, do you have a way to kill us? And he's like, I would have if you had not killed my blank. You know, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right. So it took a little bit, but I had Sylvan Reclamation in my hand. So it took like 4 or 5 turns, but I finally was like, all right, turn, you know, whatever, play my next land, cast Sylvan Reclamation, get all of my lands back. All right, now I'm back in this game.
Nice.
And then everybody just kind of attacked Apollo the next couple of turns, and he's like, yeah, I deserve it. Catastrophe, yeah. Thank you, Mino. Yeah, that's the one. Catastrophe.
That will actually help.
Puzzle box.
Yep.
I don't like Puzzle Box.
Well, but you get 7 new cards.
But I don't like Puzzle Box.
but 7 new cards.
Draws that many new cards.
But my Moloku and Retreat to Coralheim say I go infinite this turn, but Puzzle Box.
Good.
Wow.
Perfect. Perfect timing.
Got him. Okay, so yeah, Cataclysm, everybody goes down a land, a creature, an artifact, and an enchantment. To just a land, a creature, an artifact, and an enchantment. Speaking of which, Speaking of sacrificing things, what is it? The new black card that's the like Pox, but you have to get rid of half of everything except for lands, which is thankfully they decided not to put that on there. It was like,
I haven't seen that one.
It's like 3 black sorcery something or other, and it's like each player chooses loses half their life, chooses half the cards in their hand and discards, and sacrifices half of their creatures, and then round up for each.
Interesting.
Yeah, something omnipotence, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a new card from Core 19. That just looks mean, man.
Yeah, I can't wait for these new sets to hit MTGO.
Yeah, there's a couple of good ones.
Yeah, like Battle Bond. That's crazy.
Oh man, I really wish they would put a lot more Battle Bond in, but they're only putting like, I don't know how many cards, like 14 cards from Battle Bond in.
Yeah, I remember that card.
Yeah, they aren't even putting the one that everybody wants, the blue creature that I can't remember what it is. It's the one that everybody is like really excited for in like Eternal formats.
No. That's one thing that ticks me off about MTGO is that like there's certain cards that they just don't put on MTGO. It's like,
yeah, I mean it makes sense because there's like these supplemental products that aren't in standard and modern and blah blah blah, and and it probably takes way too much effort to try and actually figure out how to actually program them into the game without breaking everything else. But it would be nice to be able to play them in Commander.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've ended up selling off a lot of my higher end paper. And I'm actually thought about selling off the rest of what I have, which is just every single Commander set that they've printed, except for the anthologies or whatever.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't get to play with Paper Magic almost at all anymore.
Yeah. I just have the 2 decks that I keep together, which luckily through some trades and some fun stuff, I was able to get a few more sweet foils for the Maelstrom Wanderer deck.
Nice. I built Maelstrom Wanderer in my...
Hey, Jeremy.
What I do?
Got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you, by chance, have a disenchant?
Not a disenchant.
Do you have something to the effect of disenchant?
That's a symmetrical card, sir.
Yeah.
That is a fair card.
Heartbeat does say whenever a player, but
I know.
Multani says I don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter if I have an effect in my hand anyway, because Teferi's Puzzle Box is going to make me discard it.
Not discard, shuffle.
Or shuffle it, or whatever, yeah.
Well, put it to the bottom, I guess.
Yeah.
Not really shuffle.
Well, I only asked if disenchant, since that was an instant speed one.
Yeah,
spell.
I mean, that would be nice if I had green mana open. Or I guess disenchant's the white one, right? I was thinking naturalize.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do not have a disenchant in my hand. But yeah. I do, however, have an Oblivion Ring, which is going to the bottom.
Oh.
Place 3 cards onto the bottom of your library.
Well, at least since everybody has double mana, Vincent, you can just bring back Seal of Doom to get rid of Multani for a turn. At least.
Okay.
I guess for the
Multani is just a blocker for that very big Sisay.
Oh, I forgot about the doubling.
Yeah, you have 10 mana. No, 12.
I am the dumb.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Now my Sisay is, or Shanna is bigger than your Voltani. Mwahaha.
Yep.
By a hair.
But his Multani has recursion.
It does.
Which I guess technically your Shanna has recursion because it's your commander, but...
Yeah. I've only played it once, so that's pretty good. We're gonna go all these flyers, even though that has reach. Oh, you have 2 reachers, don't you? That's less.
And a flyer.
And a flyer. That's less fun.
3 things I can fly.
Thought I was gonna get in for 5.
See, you smacked me the first couple turns. I let it happen. And then I
that's not how this works. Hey, Fibblethip, thank you so much for the 4 bits. Getting in the lead there. Alright, I guess we're gonna attack Dreadbeard with that.
Yay!
And then
I'm being attacked with the crown thing, huzzah!
Guess we'll attack Vincent with these. Yeah, you can block with your Farhaven and go get your extra. Man. Yeah, and there's no good attacks really on Sisay, so.
Now, Vince, what's your plan with that Seal of Doom?
I'll probably want to kill Multani.
Because I could say in a show of good faith, I can make sure you don't take any damage this turn if you leave my board alone.
Well, I just gotta wait to see what I got next on my hand, so
sounds like a tempting offer.
I'm willing to take the damage. I don't care.
Okay, that's fine then.
All right.
I mean, I offered to stop 6 damage, just so you know.
6 damage is all right.
6 isn't all of his life. He has more than 6 life left.
I'm guessing someone has a fog.
Yeah.
And my guess is probably constant mist.
Yeah, that'd be pretty gross.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, rip.
Puzzle boxed.
I just drew my answer, except...
It now goes to the bottom.
And now it goes to the bottom. Yeah, that's how it works. Got the card I needed. Goodbye, card.
Hey, you might draw the other one. You have 6 more draws.
You know, I was sitting here being all sneaky and stuff with the Moloku and then the Korheim. I'm like, this is awesome. I'm going to get through this. And then Puzzle Box.
And then Puzzle Box, right?
Well, it allows everybody to see their entire deck, kind of.
That is a weak excuse, sir.
Hey, I have nothing punishable by Puzzle Box. It's just there to go through cards faster.
Mm-hmm.
This will find me an answer, maybe.
This was just a coincidence. We were not supposed to bring Dominaria commanders. We all just kind of were like, yeah, this is the one I want to play.
Yeah. Like, it's like I got on my computer at 8:50. I was like, okay, new deck idea. Muldrotha Rats. Throw it together before the stream starts. Go.
Dead Bridge Chant?
Dead Bridge Chant. Yeah, that's
a good one.
That's going to happen.
In the words of Bob Ross, us playing Dominaria commanders was a happy accident.
It was a happy accident, for sure. Oh, man, Dead Bridge Chant is going to...
Terrastodon, Lord of Extinction.
Eldest Reborn.
25 Lord of Extinction.
Lord of Extinction. Wow, Triastodon.
Oh, and Gerard the Fling, the Lord of Extinction.
Gerard, Eldest Reborn. Yeah.
Oh, I might be able to just kill you guys sooner.
Wow. Make my night quick.
Yeah, and then a Journey to Eternity on the Lord of Extinction.
Yeah, right.
To get 2 procs with Gerard. Just a casual 50 damage.
No big deal.
That was not supposed to be seen so much later.
Yeah. Well, he's got to get all the way to the beginning of the upkeep. So...
Everybody swing at Vincent?
No, that's fine. Yeah, you can bring whatever. As long as it's 3DH legal, I am fine with it. Siren Storm Call, or Storm Tamer. I see how it is.
Nah.
Nope, and a South Carolina. Another one.
What do I think of the M19 Apex of Power in Joda? Well, I think it goes right into Joda, pretty much.
Yep.
That seems like...
Oh, I love the new Beacon of Tomorrow. The one you take an extra turn, and whenever it enters your graveyard from anywhere, you shuffle it back in.
I don't think I saw that one.
It's the buy box.
Oh, the buy box promo, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so it's like it's even better than Beacon because if Beacon gets countered, it goes to the graveyard. No, that still goes back into your deck.
Yep. Yep. That one's pretty good.
Like it has to be like dissipate or whatever.
Yeah, it has to exile it for sure. The Apex of Power is super sweet. That's my kind of card. Man, I'm super excited to try that out.
And now Wonders in the graveyard.
This is such a good core set. It's looking like. Yeah. I'm so happy with
it. Yeah.
I'm very interested.
In
seeing how it turns out.
It'll be interesting to see play with Crucible World and Field of Ruins.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Any land you see that you don't like, well, it's gone.
There's a lot of really interesting stuff. The new counters hoser thing is a very interesting card.
Yeah.
The one that's like remove counters from a creature, it can't get counters, and then
player
remove counters from an opponent, and they can't get counters. Like that one seems interesting.
Oh, is it just an opponent?
Yeah, it's just an opponent.
Oh, okay, so you can't. So in Commander, it's like, oh, you're playing into experience counters? No.
Yeah, experience counters is the thing that I thought of immediately. Everybody was like, oh, poison, and I was like, well, yeah, except it says opponent.
It's your opponent.
And then people thought like, oh, energy, and they were like, oh, yeah, because obviously energy is a problem, but it was a problem a year ago.
Yeah.
Hey, here's my fertilid.
That card makes my love of Marin sad. Goodbye, experience counters.
God, yeah.
Yeah, right, Nilla. The only Elder Dragon I am not a fan of is the Naya one. It says Athez.
Yeah, I really want to build a Dragon deck with every single Elder Dragon ever printed. Just do it.
Yeah, that one
EDH
seems,
Elder Dragon.
That one seems like a very neat plan. Like I've definitely seen that one a couple of times.
What's wrong with Arcades being Bant? He was Bant originally.
Yeah, they're all the same. I'm also super interested in the fact that they decided to do one double face card with Nicol Bolas, and that's it. And that's the only one in the entire set.
Yeah.
There's a double face card?
Yeah, Nicol Bolas. He's a Elder Dragon on one side, legendary creature, and then Planeswalker on the other.
Yep.
So it's very interesting because it's the only one, because before they were like, hey, maybe we can do this, like Innistrad, what was 7 years ago or whatever it was, 6 years ago, where they were like, maybe we can do this, but we have to dedicate an entire print sheet to it to make sure that we got front and back. And now they're like, oh yeah, we can just do the one mythic in the entire set that's double face.
And if I remember reading correctly, I believe this set is supposed to be like a history set going back and telling about the Elder Dragons.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of different things that people talked about because they were talking about how it was going to be the like the Elder Dragon history. But the first story, because I haven't read through both the stories yet, but the first story supposedly is Nicobolus and Ugin are brothers. They're twins. And so it kind of goes off that. And then there's like some stuff about the Elder Dragon Wars.
I wonder if we're going to get an Ugin in the set then.
No. Rosewater has already confirmed that. There will not be an Ugin in the set. Because somebody asked on his blogatog, hey, is there going to be an Ugin in M19? And he just said, no. That was it. The whole answer.
I think that's a missed opportunity, to be honest.
Yeah, I can see that, but I don't know. It depends on what you're trying to go for.
Those rats are getting big.
Right?
Especially being as we've had so many, Nicole Bolasses, and we've only had the one Ugin. I think it's a missed opportunity to have a second Ugin.
I think it's weird because like you've set the precedent of him being the spirit dragon, so he's colorless.
Right.
So do you just make him like specific colors before that happened, or has he always been the spirit dragon? And then you have to come up with another colorless planeswalker that's good, but not super broken. So there's definitely some things to think about with mechanics wise why they would not have put it in. They basically just ruined Doran as the default defender commander. Yeah, I guess. It depends on what you're,
But there are some black walls that are decent, I guess.
It depends. But... Yeah, Athos says, actually, Arcadis is defenders only. Doran just likes big butts.
Yep.
Yeah. So you can do the whole Tree Folk tribal with Doran.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just kind of depends.
That's the one thing I liked about the Teferi's puzzle box was that it allowed me to fix my board state quite well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Trying to figure out what else I want to do here. Noise. None of those are coming to me, so I'm okay with it for now.
Yeah, I just don't like the Lord of Extinction Gerard in the graveyard sitting there.
Yeah, right?
Oh, I was going to... God dang it.
You were going to sack this Herseer?
Yeah, I had yielded through the turn.
Yeah. I've definitely done that multiple times. Oh, man. This board is getting out of hand.
Honestly, I don't think I'm anywhere near close to winning because there's not really a lot of creatures in the graveyard.
Why do you need creatures in the graveyard?
Lord of Extinction needs creatures in the graveyard.
Yeah, each card.
Each card.
Yeah.
1,
yeah, it's not just creatures.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It tells you on the card if you right-click it. It's a 28/28.
Yeah, and it's in all graveyards. So currently it's 28/28.
Yeah.
And there were a couple other pretty interesting cards. So I talked a little bit about I posted online when they came out the Ajani. That's the Planeswalker deck Ajani, I'm pretty sure. Because it's the one that's like 5 mana. And it says plus 1 or plus 2. It's like gain 1 or 2 life for each creature you control.
1.
Yeah, 1 life for each creature you control, and then it's like minus put +1/+1 counters on all creatures.
There's retreat.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this seems pretty good basically in the deck I'm playing. In a green-white's tokens deck, that card seems sweet. But, like, that's pretty much what its limited is. And, of course, somebody on Twitter had to argue with me, like, don't try and oversell this card. It's not good. You know, don't try and fake out casuals. And I'm like, I specifically said, like, it's good in basically green-white tokens.
Yeah.
Any other spot, it's probably just not even going to make your 100 in Commander. So I was very, like, I don't know why you're arguing with me.
It's the internet.
Yeah. Like the Sarkhan thing, too, I was just kind of like, oh, Sarkhan's okay, but you're going to have to figure out something to cut, because he's, what, 5 or 6 mana for the Planeswalker deck one? I was like, he's okay if you're playing big dragons, but you're already playing a bunch of 6-drops.
Yeah.
It is an expensive Ajani Goldmane, but it's still, like, a pretty okay card.
I was excited to see the new legendary artifact blue guy, Psi or something, that whenever you cast a artifact spell, you create a 1/1 Thopter.
Yeah, Psi, I think is his name.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's like SAI.
Yeah, Psi. I think that's what it was. That one seems
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's something I can throw in a Padim.
Yeah.
Or even make him the commander, but Padim's better just because he grants protection and possible draw.
I think the Padim's probably a little bit better.
Someone's going to play out all their lands in their deck.
What else was there? The Resplendent Angel, which was the SEG one, which when I saw it, I was like, whew, that is a good card. The Mythic 3/3 for 1 white flying. At the beginning of each end step, if you gained 5 or more life, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can pay 3 white until end of turn. It gets +2/+2 in lifelink. That's pretty sweet. Frayne Omnipotence is the one. 3 black sorcery. Each player loses half their life, discards half the cards in their hand, sacrifices half their creatures they control, rounded up each time.
Or then the Liliana Untouched by Death, her ult's pretty nice for any zombie tribal.
Yeah.
-3 cast zombie cards from your graveyard.
Yeah, there's some sweet
Makes
stuff.
that even better.
Liliana's contract, I feel like Justin Parnell is going to kill me with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that and I thought of Justin. I was like,
yeah.
He's going to build a demon tribal deck and somehow win with it.
100% he's going to kill me with it at some point.
Well, Goreclaw looks pretty cool.
Yeah. So Liliana's contract is a black enchantment. It's 3 black. When it enters the battlefield, you draw 4 cards and you lose 4 life. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 4 or more demons with different names, you win the game. Like, I'm just going to lose to that at some point.
Honestly, I think they're trying to make freaking mono green devotion like much more of a thing with a lot of the prints that they've done.
Yeah. What were you saying, Vincent?
Bonsai is going to go infinite.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going infinite. He's just getting all the lands out of his deck.
Yeah.
He's going infinite. He's going to go infinite. Ghost Town.
Yep.
He'll probably win if he has Labman and has enough lands to draw out his entire deck.
I also just drew a Splendid Reclamation, so.
Yep, there you
go.
So, what else is there? Gigantic Source is interesting. Alpine Moon.
I thought Mistcaller was kind of interesting.
Mistcaller's an interesting one, yeah, for sure.
I like the Gigantosaurus or whatever, a 10/10 for 5.
Yeah, right? That was... The ones that kind of make me kind of go, like a little bit of a head tilt is Stitcher's Supplier, which is the 1/1 uncommon for a black. When it enters the battlefield or dies, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Like, that one just seems like a really good Dredge Enabler. Or just Graveyard Recursion Enabler. And then there was something else that they just previewed today, I'm pretty sure, where I was like, really? That's interesting that they're gonna... Oh, I didn't see they're reprinting Reclamation Sage.
Yep.
Oh, Psychic Corrosion. We were all like, "Hey, Director Kyle West. He's wanted Mill to work in Standard for a long time." It's the 2 and a blue enchantment. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard.
Oh yeah.
He's all about Homunculus and Mill, just like the weirdest strategies.
Well, that's really good for Commander too, because that's a whole nother outlet. Because you have like you have Jace 1, you have Sphinx Tutelage, and then now you have that to whenever you draw a card, people mill, and that one's kind of nice because it's everybody, so you can't not just targeted one person over and over again.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I can actually see a blue-white build based around Teferi, extra turn spells, that blue enchantment to mill your opponent faster with Teferi.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. Let's see, what else was there? There's Arcades, Nicopolis, Palladius Moore, Vivectus. Oh, the uncommon 2-color ones. There's the Satyr Enchanter, which we talked about. And then both, so they revealed a couple of these. And I looked at Sky Raider Patrol, which is the green-blue one, which is a 2/3 for 2 green-blue flying. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay green-blue. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control, and that creature gains flying until end of turn. And I was like, oh, hi! That seems sweet. And then the black-green one was revealed at about the same time. And it's Poison Tip Archer, 2 black-green, 2/3, reach, death touch. Whenever another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life. And of course, Parnell was like, well, hello there.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, compare these 2 reactions. This is too good. But it looks like they've got the combo of uncommons for each of the 2 color combinations. A couple are reprints because they have Enigma Drake. I don't remember if Heroic Reinforcements is a reprint, but it seems like it is. It's the red-white one. Create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens until end of turn. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain haste.
I don't think that's a reprint. I think that's a new one.
So it might just be the Enigma Drake is the only one.
Yeah, out of the set, I'm pretty sure it's the only reprint.
Draconic Disciple is 1 green-red, 2/2, tap, add 1 mana of any color, 7 and tap, sacrifice it, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. Psychic Symbiont enters the battlefield. It's a 3/3 flyer. Target opponent discards a card and you draw a card.
I thought the last list, Dragon Queen, was pretty nice.
Yeah, that one's actually pretty sweet.
That'd be good for Dragon Tribal Commander.
Prof Blossom, subscribe with a tier 1 sub. Subscribe for 5 months in a row. Wait, 5 already? Woohoo! We'll get some noodle arms in there.
I thought interesting for modern play with Infernal Reckoning.
Yeah.
Another play to stop Tron.
Yeah. Then there's the Chaos Wand, which we talked about. Dragon's Horde seems like a really cool card if you're playing big dragon dumb stuff.
Yeah. Well, that'd be funny. Sorry.
Actually, a better card for to fight Tron is Alpine Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've already talked about how that works.
Or even against like Show and Tell, Infernal Reckoning, they play an Emmercoil, you exile it, you gain 15.
Right.
It's like, okay, take your extra turn, you're good.
The other one that I thought was kind of funny is because, so during our randomonium this season, we were talking about like the hidden roles and stuff, and Director Kyle West was just like, yeah, well, if I do these things, then, you know, if we do the randomly open your commanders in Dominaria packs, which we talked about, then you might not be able to get them. And we were talking about the fact that we were like, well, what are you going to do? Have one that says, like, take 3 extra turns? And he's just like, well, yeah, and if you're not in blue, and it's like, well, it's fine. And we started talking about Magistrate's Scepter.
Yeah.
And how it's just such a terrible card. And then they reprinted it.
Yep.
So Magistrate's Scepter, if you don't know, because it's such a ridiculous card. It's 3 mana artifact, and it says 4 in tap, put a charge counter on it. Tap, remove 3 charge counters from it, take an extra turn after this one. So, in total, to take 1 extra turn after getting it on the battlefield is 12. So it's 15, really, for 1 extra turn, including the investment in this, plus 3 turns of tapping it.
Well, if you do Clock Omen.
There's definitely other ways to get the counters on there. And, you know, there's obviously other ways you can do it. But it's just, that's just one of those... one of those where it's like, yeah, if you're just playing by the rules, if you're just going with what it says on the card, that is a lot of work.
I would rather play the 7 mana instant speed extra turn spell.
Well, yeah, but the thing was, if you weren't in blue at all, like if he opened up Yargle and one of his hidden rolls was take 3 extra turns, it's kind of like...
God, that would be so hard to do.
Yeah, that's really hard to do correctly.
Like, even with Steven getting it in red, that like it's possible, but you have to have like a 4 or 5 card setup.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see how many win conditions I can put on the board.
Yeah, right. Adabies, I believe they said that that's actually not how Alpine Moon works, because it checks and removes the subtype, and so if you just say tower, it removes the fact that it's tower, and it can't see the other ones. Or the other ones can't see it, rather. So I think it just hoses it. But I might be wrong. They haven't released the official thing yet. It's just kind of everybody talking about it, and I've seen a lot of this and this way or that way. So I could be very wrong.
If I would have known we were playing infinite combos, I would have brought out one of my other 2 decks I built. I just was playing the fun.
Well, most of all decks, I would say it's good to build at least with 1 infinite combo in it. Something that can cause you to win without having to interact with your opponents.
Tron lands don't have the old subtype anymore.
It's like only if you casted your Seal of Doom and got rid of that guy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was going to be his way to win until...
Well, he already said it was. Whenever Teferi's puzzle box first procced on him, he said, oh, well, I had Korheim in my hand, and I have way to go infinite.
I didn't... I thought the well, I was going to be dead to Multani if I didn't kill that. So it was either kill Multani or die, or... And I was not expecting I was hoping to, like, next turn to, like, kill the combo piece.
Sure.
Like, sadly, I did draw Living Death, but I can't play it because I would just give Vincent the game pretty much.
So, it says, choose an basic land card name. Land your opponent's control with the chosen name, lose all land types and abilities, and they gain tap, add 1 mana of any color. So... yeah, I think that's how Alpine Moon works, is because it can't see any other cards that say, like, hers is mine. It actually can't form Tron.
I thought it was interesting that they ended up printing, like, 3 new lords. or a reprint of a lord.
Because
they have the Spirit Lord, Elf Lord,
and the Goblin Lord.
Oh, and the zombie. They reprinted Death Baron.
Because they reprinted Death Baron too. Yeah.
And then they Valiant Knight. So yeah, one of each color had a Lord in it.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah, the new Goblin Lord is pretty sweet.
But honestly, the only one that I see that's actually viable is the Death Baron. Because there's, in like standard, I don't think there's enough elves, goblins, or spirits or knights to actually make the other ones anything viable to actually build around.
I mean, the problem that people were having was the fact that Chain Whirler is just such a top tier card right now in standard. So making it more powerful is just kind of like, eh. But
yeah, I like Trash Goblin though for Krinko, just to be able to sack your goblins to get rid of pesky artifacts.
Yeah, for sure. There'll be some shakeups in guilds, I'm sure, as well, once the Guilds of Ravnica comes out in the fall.
We're up to 32.
Yep. And I've been milled for not a ton, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, Hedron Crab, it's really hard to... You'd have to have it out like turn 1 to actually mill a single person out.
Yeah. Are you going to win this turn, Beansai, or are you going to run out your clock here?
Yeah, because I've got Lab Man in play, I'm just trying to get down far enough.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Stack all my stuff and then Splendid Reclamation to draw.
Nah.
Yeah, play out as many lanes as you can, sack them all, and then Splendid Rec to get them all back to win the game through
Draw your whole deck, yeah. And yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so you'll probably win in the next couple minutes.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Well, what you could do is just crab yourself.
That is true. Yeah, Eth is that's the one that we were talking about. Sai, the mono blue one that makes Thopters and sacks artifacts for cards. Let's go to Mythic.
I thought Cleansing Nova was pretty nice. It's almost like a non-steer command, just without as many choices.
Yeah, that one's an interesting one. Because that one's... I'm also just interested because it's a Noah Bradley art, so I like his stuff. Yeah, Sai Master Thopterist. 2 in a blue, legendary creature, human artificer, 1/4. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token flying. 1 in a blue, sack 2 artifacts, draw a card. Seems pretty okay. The Elvish Clan Caller is kind of interesting. People are like, oh, it doesn't work in Commander. And it's like, it's an Elf Lord for 2. Like, if you're playing Elves, I think you put this in there. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Trash Master.
How are you getting these illusions?
He's bouncing them back.
Yeah.
He pays 1 to return a land to hand, creating a 1/1.
Oh.
What else is there?
So he can literally go infinite with it because he bounces a land for 1 back to his hand and replays it with Scout, untapping Scout to have an untapped land and repeat the process.
And gaining a mana in the process.
What was the 2 mana or 3 mana mirror image? There it is. It's the clone. It's 2 in a blue, uncommon. You may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature you control. That seems pretty sweet.
Plus, it was actually netting him mana anyways because of Heartbeat of Spring.
True.
Colossal Majesty seems like a card that should have been played in Morrowind. Based on the power.
The new Tezzeret looks pretty nice too.
Yeah, that's one we were talking about earlier. New Tezzeret seems real sweet. I didn't see Druid of the Cowl. I saw Switcheroo.
I really like about any commander that actually makes a dude just to be able to have somewhat of self-protection.
What else is there?
Any planeswalker, I mean, not commander.
Are we dead yet?
Almost.
133 life he's at.
And now here's the win.
Hey, there it is.
See how much life I can end the game at.
Yeah,
really?
Colossal Dreadmaw reprint, right? That was one we needed.
You're gonna have so many triggers to go through.
I could have put Grazing Gladeheart in here too to really make me gain life.
Athos, you're not wrong. The Spanish one's strictly better. Look at all of those triggers.
Okay, just to save you all the clicking, I'm just gonna concede.
Yeah, I think we're dead. So we're just gonna draw. I'm gonna concede as well.
Well, because he's gonna have what, about 30 triggers of 5 different things?
Yeah.
34.
Yeah. Hey, Beanside won.
Congrats.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Alright. So that was pretty fun. We got to talk about new cards for a while.
Sorry, I was trying to draw into the win condition.
Yeah. Alright. And who do I have for my second game? What did I say? Athers, Shroud, and Phyrexian.
Hey, Grassy Knoll popped up now.
Sweet. Great. I'm so glad that happened. Oh man, I was very confused.